The HP Outdoors Waterfowl podcast is fueled by Eukanuba. If you want to get the most of your dog in your training sessions, you need nutrition that holds nothing back. Eukanuba's new premium performance lineup is built with the nutrients dogs need to help unleash their max potential. That starts with providing energy that matches their efforts, supporting optimal nutrient delivery, and supporting post-exercise recovery. Check out the new Eukanuba Premium Performance lineup and find your dog's fuel at eukanubasportingdogs.com. You are listening to the HP Outdoors Waterfowl Podcast. The HP Outdoors Waterfowl Podcast is powered by Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy. CGA is the world's most comprehensive online gun dog training resource. They've got over 160 instructional videos that includes everything you need to take your 7-week-old puppy to a finished gun dog. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com to sign up for the free preview module and begin your training journey today. Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy, the most advanced gun dog training resource on the web. Gunner kennels are engineered for your dog, designed for travel, and built for your peace of mind. The G1 kennel has set a new industry standard and put Gunner in a category all its own. They were started to protect your pet, and it continues to be at the center of everything that they do. Gunner's dedicated to building the best and safest pet travel crate on the market because man's best friend deserves man's best kennel. Check out their G1 series of kennels and accessories at gunner.com. Original design, select grade components, superior sound, and unparalleled service. 737 takes exceptional pride in producing the finest quality, best built premium calls on the market today. They're made right here in America, and they're offered only direct to consumers through their website. Shipping in the U.S. is always free, and international orders are also accepted online. A 20-day money-back guarantee and lifetime warranty accompanies every call purchased. 737 Duck Calls. Lead the flock. Welcome back to the Foundation Waterfowl Hunting course brought to you by HP Outdoors. This is Module 3, Lesson 3. We're talking about ammunition. Ammunition for waterfowl hunting is unique in that there are some specific requirements that don't apply to many other game species, and particularly specific to waterfowl game birds. And the number one thing to know about this is that non-toxic shot is required for waterfowl hunting. So what exactly does that mean? That means that having lead shot even on your person while you're hunting waterfowl is a violation of game laws. So if you were hunting rabbits last week and had a couple of lead game loads in your jacket and you wore that duck hunting, technically you would be in violation of game laws for having lead shot on your person while doing that. I've seen it. Many people have seen this. Game wardens will go around with magnets and touch your shells to ensure that they are of a non-toxic material. So when you look at your non-toxic options, there is a ton to choose from, and it has evolved a great deal over the years. They range in price, of course, where you're looking at steel shot being sort of the entry level. We've got several great options in the steel shot if that's what you'd like to shoot, but there's also a variety of other materials that have come onto the market, bismuth, tungsten, some other options out there if you want to choose something with a little more better physics to it, and also that comes with an additional price tag. So there are certainly no shortage of options out there when you're choosing your waterfowl load, but then one thing you have to ensure is that it is of a non-toxic material.
I think we've touched on this plenty of times, but if you are a dove hunter and a waterfowl hunter, they come in at the same time, early goose and dove season. Take different bags. If you have a bag with ammo in it and your duck calls, like leave that for duck season or goose season. Have your non-toxic shell in there and take lead and something else when you go out to shoot doves. And that's just one way to make sure that you're not out there illegally and get a fine put in your pocket. So back to ammo. Usually, typically you're shooting 2 3/4 inch shells, 3-inch shells, or 3.5, depending on your shotgun. Make sure, this is foundations, and this is for newer hunters. So if you go out and buy a A300 Beretta, you're not shooting 3.5-inch shells. So when you go and pick out ammo, make sure that, you're 2 3/4 or 3-inch shells for that gun. Commonly used, you use a smaller BB for ducks. So you're doing 4s, 5s, 6s, and 2s, or some guys go down to BBs, triple Bs, Ts for geese, depending how bad you want to thump them. Also, they perform differently. 2-shot, most commonly used, and can be used for both ducks and geese. Josh and I used to, when we were shooting steel, it was number 2s in our bags all the time, from the start to the end of season. Now we're, shooting bismuth and found a sweet spot with the number 5s for both those. So if you do have shells and you want to see the difference in them, you can cut them open, get a razor and open them up, and you can see the different sizes that you could possibly be sending downrange. So a few things about ammo for you.
Yeah, one thing I also wanted to make sure that we clarified for any new hunters out there that are hearing this type of stuff for the first time. The size of the shot is gauged by the higher the number, the smaller the BB. So a BB of number 2s would be a larger size BB than a shell that was full of 5s or 6s. So the higher the number, the smaller the BB. In theory, the more BBs it'll fit in there, but smaller weight, less kinetic energy downrange, etc. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your shot shell size. But as Dan talked about, there's lots of options out there: 2 3/4, 3s, 3.5, whatever fits your gun. And just because your gun shoots 3.5 doesn't mean that you have to shoot 3.5, right? It's all about finding the sweet spot for your particular gun. So lots of things to consider when you're selecting your ammo for your next waterfowl hunt. That's going to do it for this episode of the HP Outdoors Waterfowl Podcast. If you're new to the show, head over to iTunes, check out some of our past episodes, and while you're there, leave us a 5-star rating and review. It's the best way for like-minded hunters just like you to find our show. Check us out on social media. Check us out over at hpoutdoors.com and anywhere you can find quality podcast content. That's going to do it for this week. Till next time, for Dan, I'm Josh. Take care.